Hi, and welcome to the fourth episode of Marie from the Block. Today, I am so happy that Annie and Renee are with me. They are also currently in New York, but more downtown than I am uptown. And I met Annie and Renee at an Upstream event in Miami during Art Basel, which basically turned into like NFT Basel. I love modern art and photography, and I didn't even manage to go to like a single non-crypto blockchain NFT event. But there's plenty of good art in that space, so I don't feel like I missed out. And it's one of those beautiful things where you meet someone outside, like in a different city, and then you're like, where are you from? And then they're from the same city. So hoping that we can meet in person sometime as well. Annie and Renee, how are you girls doing today?
We're good. Yeah. We're good hanging out in Soho in our co-working space. It's been great.
Nice. And is that what you kind of do most days? Do you work from there, or are you on the road? Do you work from home?
Yeah, most days we work from here.
Most days I'm running to Starbucks, then running back to the office trying to make it in time for a meeting. But yes, most days we're here.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your Starbucks go-to order right now?
Blonde roast with 1 sugar.
What roast?
Blonde roast.
Oh, blonde roast. Okay. Yeah.
Mine is a matcha latte. I'm trying to stay away from the really caffeinated coffee. So doing something a little bit lighter now.
Nice. Yeah, I actually, one of the best purchases I made in recent time was an espresso machine. And I think, although it's I wouldn't say a heavy investment at the beginning, but it was like, something like $320 or something, not easy. But even in the first year, I probably saved $1,000. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm like the top 1% of Starbucks buyers. It's ridiculous.
So if there was like a Spotify Wrapped, but for Starbucks, it would be like, you're in the 0.1% of fans.
Right. You bought 12,000 copies this year.
Your top artist was Blonde Roasts.
I love it.
Nice. Well, thanks for being here. I really appreciate this because I know it's hectic, like end of year stuff happening. Maybe to begin with, could you kind of tell me what you girls are up to right now, like what you're building and how that came about?
Yeah. Definitely.
So we're building a white label loyalty reward software that sits on the blockchain. And we've been building it for about a month and a half. And we are it's been a wild ride. Renee, do you want to go a little bit into the mechanics of it?
Yeah, so to back up, like a year ago, Annie and I got obsessed with Web3 NFTs. We're buying them, we're flipping them, we're attending all these events. And once we got really educated in the space, I spent one weekend launching an NFT project of my own called Dynamonks, which was a mental health utility for the metaverse. And if you buy this Dynamonk, it's like a subscription model and you get unlimited resources to free meditations, free therapy, and all wellness workshops. So from this learning, I realized that I had to build everything myself. There were no tools or software to help creators, businesses emerging into the Web3 space, or project owners build on top of the blockchain. So we launched Glow, which is a white label loyalty rewards program, as a way for community to give back to the community. Everything was manual to kind of understand the community, what they're buying, and how to reward them. I don't know if you've ever gotten an airdrop before in the NFT space, but that takes 3 weeks to do.
Wow.
So with our platform, you could do it in 3 minutes. Some people call us airdrop as a service. And we've had a couple partners here and there, and we're really looking to scale this into brands that come into this space to enable them to create these kind of micro economies where they can reward their customers in real time.
And our thesis around Web3 loyalty rewards is that loyalty rewards has existed. Like we've had coupons, we've had Starbucks like points back, but in Web3, loyalty rewards is determined by the community, we believe. So the community will decide kind of like what is to be rewarded, and kind of, you know, it's not in the brand's hands. It's not in the like project owner's hands. It's more that the community can determine like what can be rewarded. And we're implementing like a social reward system as well. So the more you post on social or you're active in Discord, you'll be rewarded, or you attend events or go to Twitter Spaces, you'll be rewarded by the community that you're a part of. So that's like another piece that we are having a part of Glow Labs.
Very cool. So say we used a fictional global coffee shop chain called Moonbucks, and Moonbucks with a green logo and a very sunny woman as their, you know, as their logo, like me right now. Say Moonbucks was going to hire you two and Glow Labs to enter the Web3 space, the NFT space, and really reward its existing customers as they come into that space. How would that? How might that look in the case of like a coffee, a coffee shop company?
Mm-hmm. So with MoonPay, I'm sorry, not MoonPay, Moonbucks, they would be able to use our open APIs and SDKs to integrate in their own storefront platform. So let's say Moonbucks.
Sorry, just to interrupt you. What the API, and could you just explain those acronyms?
Right. So API. Oh my God, an acronym for API. I've just been using it my whole life.
Yeah. We're sorry, we're engineers. It's the software that we can connect to Starbucks. We just connect. It's a connecting software.
Moonbucks.
Moonbucks.
It's an endpoint where you can pull code in and like pass parameters. So we would have these open source, basically code for these brands to come in and integrate with us and use our software on their digital storefront. For example, let's say Annie goes on to Moonbucks' site, buys 5 of their NFTs. They're now in her digital wallet. A week goes by, 2 weeks go by, a month goes by. Moonbucks comes in and says, I really want to reward the people that have held on to the Moonbucks NFTs for a month, right? And have more than 2 of them. So they come into our platform, quick drop down, easy, seamless way to navigate this, and they'll reward Annie 1,000 Moonbucks points that have some type of monetary value. And this is a way that brands can communicate and also give back to their community.
Very cool. Yeah, I like that. And how, I mean, Renee, you touched on this a little bit by saying, you know, you had your own NFT collection with mental health utility, and you struggled to like piece together everything that was existing. It reminds me a little bit of what people I've spoken to, founders in particular, have said about DAOs, so decentralized autonomous organizations, kind of like the companies of the future for anyone new to the space. Can you expand a little bit on like how Glow Labs is basically making it a one-stop shop for companies who don't have time or maybe the talent to piece together all the different parts of the equation?
Yeah, so with DAOs, it's kind of like people coming together or like pooling in their money and investing it all together. And everyone gets a piece of whatever the profits are. It's all about decentralization. So not one owner, not one company owns the space. For Glow Labs, when we think of loyalty, we really want the community to have a say and have a piece of what they think they deserve, essentially. You know, let's say Annie has 10 Moonbucks NFTs, but I actually did a live stream talking about Moonbucks, and that just like seems like it's more of a reward in the space. So the community will be able to vote in like a DAO form of what they think is the best reward. Again, it's all about decentralization. You know, everyone gets a piece of the cake, and they're able to make their own actions on the blockchain.
And maybe what you wish you had when you did the Dynamix. Like, what was the services you wish you had? Like, how are
I wish I had.
Yeah. But like the airdrop, how long that took you? 3 months to distribute
3 to 4
value.
weeks,
Or sorry, 3 to 4 weeks to redistribute value back to the community. So our service takes what would take a blockchain engineer to build in 3 weeks, and the mechanics of it, we do it, and it's a self-service tool. It's really straightforward. Our initial POC partners are like, wow, this is so easy. And you don't need to be like an engineer like us. You don't need to be technical. It's just like so straightforward. You connect your MetaMask wallet. You enter your project ID. So for NFT owners, that would be their project ID. For brands as well, if they're coming into the NFT space, it would be the same thing, the smart contract. And then you would redistribute ETH back. So the amount of ETH, or we have WETH because we're on Polygon, but ETH you want to distribute back. And then we have open parameters. So it's super fungible. They can decide how much they're going to distribute back, but this is on the brand side. And then there's also, we're going to have like the social feature where you can vote like how much points like the community members get back as well. So we don't want it to be this like one relationship where the brand or the NFT project is determining what is like a reward. We want it to be both sided.
Yeah, that's great. And just to go even further back, Annie, there, because you explained it so well for people who are a little bit, maybe have medium fluency in this space, that maybe, I don't know about your own friends, but a lot of my personal friends, they might just about know what an NFT is, but that's it. They don't know MetaMask or smart contracts. But they might already be Moonbucks customers. So, and I do know that, I know we've been saying Moonbucks and we're going to stay with Moonbucks, but that other company, Starbucks, they did announce a few months ago that they're going to go into NFTs. So say one of our friends is already a Moonbucks coffee customer, maybe already is on the reward program on her phone. And she, gets a notification from Moonbucks, like, look, we're now going to go into NFTs. Could you just, putting you girls a bit on the spot here, could you explain a little bit about what she should do? Like, what is MetaMask? How does she get a MetaMask? What's ETH? What's Ethereum? And just kind of like a little bit of a primer.
Yeah. And we also, I guess there's 2 parts to that answer. So maybe you can answer like the how to, and then I can answer you like the Web 2 companies, 2.0 companies moving to Web 3 and what their brand adoption strategy looks like. And then you could answer like the how to.
Cool. So how to, what is MetaMask? What is ETH? What the heck are we talking about? So MetaMask is a digital wallet. Think of like a Chase app, right? This is where your money is stored, where you can Zelle money or send money across different platforms. Ethereum is cryptocurrency. It has a monetary value. I think right now 1 Ethereum is about $4,000. And the only way that you can buy things on the blockchain or transact on the blockchain is with cryptocurrency. Ethereum is very popular right now with NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, which means it's one of their kind. Think of like the Mona Lisa is an NFT, right? There's only one of it. If you take a picture of the Mona Lisa, it's not the Mona Lisa. Yes, it might seem like it's the Mona Lisa, but it's not. So that's what all these NFTs are in this space. The way to get a MetaMask, just go to metamask.com. You can download it on their site. There are different digital wallets like, I'm drawing a blank. What's the Winklevoss?
There's like Blockto, I think, is an alternative.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. MetaMask is the most popular at the moment. There's also a lot of resources online. I know Upstream did an amazing event with like how to set up your digital wallet. It was like 30 minutes, and it was the best 30 minutes that you could possibly use your time for. Gemini.
Gemini. Thank you, Roman. If anyone's listening, not watching, Roman keeps offering solutions here on Coinbase.
Yeah. And Coinbase is coming out with their own NFT market pretty soon, which will help the barrier to entry in this space, because I do have to say there are a lot of steps in order to purchase an NFT, which is, it's just too much right now at the moment.
And you connect your Coinbase account to your MetaMask. So I guess like step one would just be starting the Coinbase account, and then MetaMask would be the second step.
Yeah, that was a very good primer. I just want to add, for this is probably a very small community of those watching, but if you're European or Asian or otherwise don't, living in the US without a US state ID, like a Vermont ID or a New York state ID or a Massachusetts driver's license or something, even if you have a US passport, but you don't have a driver's license or a state ID, at this moment in time, which is mid-December 2021, you will need to get a New York state ID to do any of this, which is such bullshit. But there we go. Like I think I told you girls this before. I went to a DMV in the Bronx, which was the only DMV in New York that was open in the next 2 months with appointments. I had to go there twice actually, because once I forgot like one document, and I got myself a New York State ID so that I could start buying NFTs.
Oh, the dedication is unreal.
Yeah.
The dedication is unbelievable, and it's a hilarious anecdote, but I'm like, not many other people are gonna want to do that kind of stuff.
No,
it is a hassle.
My boyfriend is European, and he has that trouble with Coinbase. It's tough, and I couldn't set up my Coinbase account until I was in London, and I had to be in the United States to set up my Coinbase account, or else I would have been part of the restrictions in Europe. So they're specific about where you open the account and making sure you have the right ID when you open it.
Yeah. And so you girls said that you got really into Web3 last year in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? Can you take us back?
Yeah, it was definitely the Top Shot days, I'm sure. Everyone was like, what the heck is this? One of my friends had like $1 million worth of moments. I'm like, what is going on? I remember one weekend, my boyfriend and I were driving up to Vermont to ski, and we had to like use a hotspot to buy a Top Shot pack in the car while he was driving, just because, with these drops, you have to get in or they'll sell out, and you have to wait online. We were like 10,300 in line. So I think that was the beginning. And then again, I feel like we are just like the biggest supporters of Upstream, because we've said it 3 times already.
Yeah.
But they held an NFT community at 1 p.m. every Friday. So we would go to these, and they would open up these Top Shot packs to see if they had rare ones. Eventually, they started talking about Zed Run, which was, it still is one of the best NFT platforms in the space, which is a breeding NFT. So you own this NFT, you can race it, you can breed it, you can make money from it. And I think that gamification of NFTs kind of hooked us in like a way to make passive income in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have salaries at the time.
And
for me, seeing Renee, like when she launched her NFT project, you made a lot of money, and there's a lot of money in this space, and there's a lot of opportunity, and there's a lot of really smart people. And so we gravitated towards it, and me like witnessing, like I got excited because like Renee was so excited about this space. Like she's a gamer, and like the gamification, it was like addicting. So when you're next to someone that's like so passionate about something every day, and they're your co-founder, it's infectious. You want to learn more. You want to be a part of it. So that's kind of like how my journey came. And I just saw so much opportunity in this space.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that can be the effect, because every time my friends get me started on this, I'm like, oh my God, they think I'm in a cult. Like, but it's funny that, Renee, that you mentioned NBA Top Shots, because anyone who's watching who doesn't know them, I think it's a great entry segue into understanding NFTs, because you can buy a starter pack for $9, literally in fiat currency in dollars, and you get free cards. And I was lucky to speak to Roham, the founder of Dapper Labs, who make NBA Top Shots, at NFT NYC. And it's just a crazy space. Like, we had a 20-minute interview and 2 people came up to him in like a hotel lobby asking for pictures. He's like a celebrity. And yeah, the NBA Top Shots, it's kind of like if anyone collected baseball cards or Panini soccer cards, if you're European, or any other kind of sports collectible when you were younger, or maybe you still do, you know, because it's a thing that people do. I continued collecting Panini soccer cards like literally well into my 20s. I probably still will at the next World Cup, but it's the same thing, right? Because you know, when you were little, you would go to the kiosk, beg your parents to buy you 1 or 2 packs. A pack had 7 cards at least for soccer, and it was like a silver, beautiful wrapper, bit like tin foil. You open it, and of maybe, you know, at a soccer World Cup, there are about 600 players, right? From like 32 countries, and each country has a squad of 23 players. And your chances would be that you would get, I don't know, the goalkeeper from Latvia or the striker from Saudi Arabia, but you kept buying cards so that you could eventually get Ronaldinho or David Beckham, you know? And I think it's very much the same with NBA Top Shots. And so I think it's a great primer on scarcity of NFTs because, yeah, like you were saying with your friend in the car on the way to Vermont and making a hotspot, if you get in on those drops, is what they call them, you know, you might get lucky. And in your pack of 3, there might be a Giannis dunk or a James Harden pass or, you know, a LeBron James dribble or something. And then that's like an asset that you have that people pay a lot of money for if you ever decide to trade it. So I completely get you, Renee, on like the gamification part. I think I'm a bit later than you girls. Like I started getting into the space this year. So I got my Coinbase in February, basically to like just dabble. And I was very much a cautious girl about it, which by the way, I think is very legit. Like definitely be cautious at the beginning, but I would put like $20 at a time into Solana or Bitcoin or Ethereum and just like watch what happens over a month. And I would get these notifications like Bitcoin is down 11%, Ethereum is up 15%. And I was like, what the hell is this?
Very volatile.
Yeah, but then the NBA Top Shots, I think when I realized that it's not just like investing in stock where it's like, let it sit, be patient, but I can actually do stuff with that currency, buy stuff. That got me really excited. So yeah, I think we're totally on the same page. I'm just a bit later than you girls.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then I guess, you know, you said that you're both engineers. Can you speak a bit about that? Like, what did you study in college? Did you always know that that's kind of what you wanted to do? And yeah, just talk about your personal journeys, maybe like Annie and then Renee, just because that's how I'm reading it on my screen.
Yeah. So I studied consumer psychology in college. I did not have a CS degree. I went to JP Morgan. I was brought in as a like tech analyst for their like innovation and strategy office that oversaw innovation and strategy for tech for the whole firm, and made improvements around hygiene and efficiency and just making sure that the whole tech was running in the most like robust way across the firm. And I just became like fascinated with technology and I wanted to move closer to the code. So I moved to digital technology where Renee is, where Renee was. It's the mobile consumer apps for JP Morgan. I taught myself how to code. So I was put onto a dev team. I worked with the dev lead for 6 months, 2 hours every day. And then I like did homework at night. And then I got into JP Morgan's engineering school. So it was 3 months full time teaching me how to code. And then I went to a dev team for 2.5 years. And Renee was on that team. So that was my journey into engineering. And I'm a front end engineer. I'm very visual. I like creating, front end technology, whether it be web or desktop.
Awesome. How do you taught yourself how to code? I think it's like, I don't know if I would be able to do that, honestly. I went to school and I did have a CS degree. I graduated from Binghamton University engineering school. And there were about 8 girls in my graduating class, which was, culture shock for sure. And I think the day after I graduated, I started at JP Morgan. I had no break at all. And I was working on their Chase Mobile and Chase web platform where, you pull in analytics and be able to forecast bottlenecks and consumer spending habits. About like a year and a half after I was there, I got promoted to application owner, which was kind of overseeing how the platform performed and, with infrastructure and budgeting and team and how it can all come together. So it kind of got me out of like coding all day to kind of a manager level. And then Annie joined my team, and I was so excited to have another female engineer for once on my team. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And then little did they know we would leave 2 months later to start our own startup, which was the Glow V1, which was a beauty booking marketplace. Built an aggregation software and onboarded about 100 salons and had about 1,000 users in New York City from our software. And then migrated into Web3, built software on the blockchain. I kind of can just do all the engineering. I can do the front end, the back end, the blockchain, the infrastructure, all of it. I'm definitely a tech nerd. But yeah, Annie's got the design and visual aspects to it.
Yeah.
Love it. So you're a really good team. And I read a little bit about the first Glow, the app for beauty aggregation in New York and salons, etc. But it seems like there was a really interesting kind of founding reason for that. Annie, am I putting you on the spot here? Can you share that story?
Yeah, I just had like horrible. I don't know if you experienced this moving from Germany to New York and not knowing anyone and not knowing where to go and get your hair done or any beauty services or any recommendation really. So I had horrible beauty experiences moving to New York City, and I am a natural blonde, and I walked out of a hair salon brunette, and I just like at that point was like, there needs to be a solution to figuring out where to book. I'm calling salons. It just was like so painful. And I was like using Open Table. I was using all these like apps for the restaurant space, but there really was a huge gap in the beauty booking space. So that's kind of where Glow began. It was like 2 years before we started it. I had a botched beauty experience.
Oh my God, I relate to that so much because I moved here in August 2020 to New York from Munich, Germany, where I had always found salons through friends' recommendations. And I'm kind of like that person. I'll go to a salon maybe 2 or 3 times a year, but then I will like pay up. Like for me, it's like a spa experience. Like they better have all the good magazines. They better offer me drinks. They better be nice. There better be plants and everything.
Yeah.
And it's my hair. It's kind of like one of the assets I'm most proud of. So it's like, it's hard. And when I first moved to New York, I was living in this rough apartment, like a complete hellhole, basically one of those tunnel ones that has like literally one window to the outside world. And I really needed a good hair appointment. And so I way overpaid for this place in Tribeca. And I just feel like I got ripped off. Like they were like, oh, we'll lift your hair color. And then that was like $35. And they basically had like a pen. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then it's hard when you don't have like those girlfriends or guy friends, because there are lots of great salons that do both, like giving you recommendations. So I wish I'd heard about that earlier. I did find a salon I really like in Chelsea. But that was, again, a recommendation through one of my grad school friends. And I've only gone there twice so far because it's very expensive, but I'm completely okay with that. Like that's, to me, is much better than going somewhere average, like every 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that, do you girls, are you still, you said that you were trying to move that into Web3. How is that looking? And is that project on hold right now, or are you still going ahead with that?
It's definitely on hold right now. One of the main core features of Glow is community. And like you were saying, your trusted network to find the best places. So we kind of took this piece that we built about community and aggregation and loyalty and brought that to Web3, which is our loyalty rewards program.
Yeah. Yeah.
So projects not in the beauty space, totally separate.
Yeah. Very cool. And what is the experience like right now? Because you're very much like B2B company from the sounds of it. And so I'm guessing you can't just have like a massive, well, I guess you can, but it depends on who you reach. If you're a B2C, you could just have like a social media campaign. With B2B, what is the process like in terms of pitching clients and finding companies to work with?
Yeah. Well, I think B2B is an easier sell, to be honest.
Yeah.
We are, our buyer personas are NFT projects and brands. Right now, we're really focusing on NFT projects because that's where like the here and now is. And brands are slowly coming in. And as they come in, we are reaching out to them. So we have a pipeline of NFT projects that are either dropping or they want to have reward their customers for loyalty. So they bought the NFT maybe 3 months back and they want to reward their customers, or they're doing a Christmas drop or like a Christmas giving, like buy 2 NFTs, get 1 back or something like that. So that, wait, I'm blanking on the question. So.
Yeah, that's how it is. And then when
brands for sales. Sorry.
When brands come in, there is like a big education piece. It's kind of like, what does loyalty rewards look like in Web3? And I feel like a lot of people are just taking like Web2 like strategies and bringing it into Web3, but that's really not how you can target your Web3 customers. A lot of people are bringing in like a point system similar to Moon Bucks, where you buy a Moon coffee and then you get 10 Moon Bucks back, and then you get a free coffee in the future. So I think the biggest part about Web3 and bringing brands in is the education on what loyalty actually looks like and how you can tailor your rewards to the people in this space.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe both of you, I feel like this was very much, 2021 was very much the year of NFTs going mainstream. People are speculating that 2022 might be all about DAOs or all about the metaverse. Mm-hmm. You touched a little on the community aspect and also on the gamification aspect. When it comes to NFTs and like NFTs with so-called utility, or NFTs that can be won in game, or like play to earn type stuff, do you think that will be of interest to big corporations moving forward? I'm thinking like, wearables in the metaverse, luxury goods for the metaverse. Do you think that's kind of like a hype train or a trend that will pass, or do you think that's here to stay?
I think it's definitely here to stay. Let's think of Bitmoji. I don't know if you change your Bitmoji outfit or hair, but that's kind of like your avatar in Web 2 space, in the digital space. When it comes to Web 3, you definitely will have a digital identity. And let's say, Nike comes in and you have a Nike hat and a Nike shirt and you wear that for a day, you're going to get rewarded, right? Every activity that you have in this space, every activity you have in the metaverse, you're going to get rewarded from these brands or community.
So yeah, you have 2 selves. You have your physical self and you have your virtual self. We really believe that moving forward, you're going to have 2 selves. And you're going to care just as much about your physical self and the way you look and your actions and behaviors as much as you care about your digital self. So I think there is longevity. It's not a fad. I think gamification is an underlying component to, the gaming engines are what's going to have like the avatars in this space and, being able to buy digital goods from these luxury brands. Like we see the gaming piece as an engine, and that's where this is all going to live in all different clusters of universes in the metaverse. But you will be like utilizing your avatar. You'll be walking around. We definitely see that there's 2 universes in the future.
Right. And I think for a lot of critics of this or skeptics, that sounds really scary. The fact that we'll have 2 versions of us and we care equally about them. People might think that, there'll be phishing and scams. But from my perspective, I think there's so much potential in that as well. Maybe in terms of battling loneliness or crossing physical borders to stay in touch with friends. Could you maybe from your view, because you are so much longer involved in this space, talk to maybe some of the upsides of all of us having avatars and living in the metaverse as well as in the physical world?
Yeah, definitely. I own an Oculus. I don't know if anyone owns an Oculus, but it actually has opened me up so much more to the potential and the positive effects of this space. I have a little brother who's 9, and I can't see him that often because we live in separate places, but we get on our Oculus together and he's next to me and we play games together and we talk on VR chat, and we hang out, we go to a mountain and work out, we do meditations together, and it almost feels real. It's just something that, it's like, think of way back when with like the internet, like the phone, FaceTime, this whole thing, like why would I just want to talk to someone on a screen? And they were kind of skeptical about it before. With Web3, it's going to be the same thing with virtual reality and avatars and just like a bigger presence of where you are. It almost would feel like, we're sitting right next to each other and talking instead of through a screen and having an interview.
Yeah.
Are you two actually both in the same room right now, or are these your...
This is a new product release.
We're all just secretly wearing like Oculus glasses. No, that's really good to hear. And I think potentially it could be huge for remote working as well, for teams that are across different borders or cities or time zones, to kind of still feel like a community, and hopefully more so than just being different mosaic tile squares on Zoom.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, the friends I've made online in this space are like, the friendships are really meaningful to me. I can't in my head differentiate like the online friendships I'm making and like the physical. I know that's like, I don't know what that means, but I think in the wave that we're at, this has all accelerated this, online journey. It's with COVID. Like, we don't know what's going to happen with Omicron. We don't know what the future holds, but we know that this space is just going to keep booming because of that. And it's just going to move so much faster. And the future of work in next year could be that Oculus experience. And that's the direction it's going.
Yeah, I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg will be happy when he watches this episode. So just as backup, like Oculus was a startup that was acquired by then Facebook, now Meta, a few years ago. And right now, those, they look pretty cool, I think, as far as like virtual reality stuff goes. They're like these chunky white kind of goggle things. They look a bit like snowboard goggles or something. And I don't know if you girls have seen that. I'm not sure where you live in the city, but every time I arrive at Penn Station or I'm in Times Square, they have these massive billboards for like Oculus stuff. I think they're doing a big Christmas push right now.
Definitely got one.
All right, we're nearing the end of our session, and I always ask some fun questions at the end because I grilled you for long enough. So far, for example, we've done what NFTs do you own? We've done favorite TV show. We've done favorite musical artist. The TV show part was for Alex Taub and Drew Austin from Upstream. So I guess today I'm going to ask, what do you girls want for Christmas? And what do you think might be like a really good gift to give someone as well, apart from an Oculus?
I for Christmas,
I haven't even thought about Christmas.
Yeah. I want to finish our fundraise. I want to finish our fundraising round. That would be an amazing Christmas present.
Nice.
I think a good gift to give people is a Theragun, if you've seen them.
No. Tell me more.
Massage, like mechanical things that just help your muscles. And I feel like working from home, we're kind of punched back always, and you kind of just like put on your back and it's a quick release. They're about $90 on Amazon. That's kind of the knockoff one, but I think they're like $300 on the official site, but the knockoff is just as good as the real one. So I think anyone would like a Theragun.
I like that. And on the original Glow, the salon and self-care and beauty one, is there an option? Could I like gift a friend a salon appointment or a voucher or anything like that? Is that an option?
Right now, no, it's not a Theragun NFT. I'm dying. So funny. There isn't an option. We have gotten inbound requests from that to kind of gift people gift cards or appointments, which I think is a great gift. You know, get your friends a gift card to a facial or a massage. Have some, self-care this Christmas.
Yes, if any of my friends are watching, do that, please.
Glow Bar in the city. It's our favorite facial place. And
What's it called? Glow Bar?
Glow Bar, our advisor, one of the founders, our advisor. Her name's Rachel Liberman, and we love Glow Bar. They have like 5 locations in the city.
Very cool. Yeah, and then lastly, I guess like plug away, how do people find you girls? How do they find Glow Labs? Actually, if you want to write in the private chat, I don't know if you girls see that here or on the banners, then I can also post that. All right, here we go. This is the website. Okay, I'm going to take it 1 second at a time. So we got glowlabs.io. That's the website, everyone. We got is this for social? The second one you shared?
That's their Twitter.
That's the Twitter is at glowlabs XYZ, all one word. Awesome. And maybe tell us one exciting thing that's happening with Glow Labs right now or soon. What should we look out for?
So look out for partnerships coming this Christmas. If anyone is a project owner or knows NFT drops coming up, please DM us on Twitter. We'd love to do a partnership and find a way to give back to your community.
Awesome. Yeah. And I put Annie and Renee's last names also in the show notes if you want to check them out that way or get in touch with them. And this was so much fun. I really appreciate you girls doing this first thing in the morning.
This was great.
All right.
Having us.
Yeah, of course. Annie, I'm a little disappointed still in your main Christmas wish, but I'm going to have to let that one slide.
Yeah, you want like skincare?
Oh, I want a Whoop. I want a Whoop. One of the bands that like tell you your fitness.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah. No, I can see that. Those look good as well.
Yeah.
Which is like sometimes those type of things don't look very good, but I like those ones.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. I'm going to end it there. And hope you have a wonderful Tuesday.
You too.
Bye.